Hello, you guys. Welcome back. Today we are going to talk more about notching. We had a great feedback from the last video that I posted on my YouTube channel, and here another video that following up with that information. First, I would like to say thank you to you all. Subscribe to our channel, like, share, and send us feedback, information. For those that have not subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Thank you very much. All right, so let's get to it. Got the Monstera deliciosa here, Vegeta. See, this plant is not the same as the one that I show you in another video, but it have a very good information, different example of notching where we can examination it. The first feedback that I got from one of people online was why I done all this stuff. Why I make so complicated. It's more simple if I just cut it and propagate it into water. Monstera easy to root in water. That's what they said. Most of us don't grow Monstera in water for a long period of time. We would grow them in similar grown media to the one that the plant grow in the wild where it came from. By doing air layering with the same growing media would help the plant less stress when we separate it out and put it into the new pot. It looks very simple. When you think it's very simple, don't think it's complicated, because you can see all the alien and all the do extra step. Because if you think it's simple like this way, you want your plant to have less stress as possible when you transfer it into a new environment. With Monstera vines, when it gets stressed, it will set back to its new younger age. Like the top, you see this mature top, when it gets stressed, it will set back to smaller side leaf, and if it gets more stressed, then it would be the leaf will be smaller and smaller and get younger age. There's no guarantee that you get from a mature vine have a new shoot coming out with the more mature shoot, unless you make it less stress for them when you transfer them. You can see here, right? That's what I do, all the A laying and then do the notching or V cut. The V cut is where you let your plant know that you will be separated out. By doing this, you would let your plant know that you would cut it off and have a separate plant. So the plant will have more time for activate the root into a grown media. This way, when you do the complete cut, the plant have less stress when you repot them to a new location. This situation is different than the one that you grow in water, in pond, similar to like aquaponic, because what I'm using here is grown media. So I grow it in potting mix. While you grow this, we don't propagate in water, because when we do propagate in water, you have to transfer into grown media. By doing that time, when you transfer, the risk of rotting root and the plant get more stress, it's very high. So we don't do that. That's the reason why we do air layering. When we do air layering, we would give the plant have a good environment to root it in before we can cut it. For those of you that grown Monstera long period of time in water, then it more makes sense that you would propagate it in water instead of air layering like this. And air layering with potting mix like this would not apply to your situation, because after it root out and you grow in water, you have to clean all the stuff up very nicely and have a root completely clean before you can put back into the water. So it's better you can with alien it with water instead. What I would do is have a aerial root put into a container with water and let it branch out all the roots actively growing strong before you can cut it. That's way the plant get less stress instead of you to cut it and put into water. Another feedback that I got is that you suggest me to cut 2/3 of the Monstera vine instead of halfway. As you can see, this one I cut 2/3 of it long time ago before you send me feedback. As you can see, it doesn't activate the auxiliary bus. You can see the auxiliary bus back here. It doesn't activate it. This one even deeper. You see, it doesn't activate auxiliary bus at all. Okay, so there's no guarantee to the notching doesn't apply into the information where you want to auxiliary bus activated. Most likely notching would apply into the root, actually activating the root instead of the activating the auxiliary bus. Let me take you to my garden to see Monstera produce auxiliary bus as well as new shoot, new plants without doing any notching. You take a look at young Monstera vine here, for example. I did not make any cut nor do the notching. You see the vine still in original growing condition, and it produced a new plants out of it. The vine know how to activate auxiliary bus by itself. They don't need us to do anything. It's just part of nature. They know how to survive without us. You don't need to cut the top or you do the notching to be able to have it branch out. It does by itself. See, without human. You are wondering why it's not working, even though so many posts. And as of today, still people using notching for active the auxiliary bus. I believe it's how it started. It was the year 2018. One of the well-known grower, collector, breeder in the Alroy plant community, he posted a post about notching from one of his Monstera deliciosa that growing straight up from his tree trunk, where it did not produce any auxiliary bus grow. So what he did was he put a knife making a notching right on the vine. He took a photo and shared that information through social media, and it's spread like a fire where people copying it, doing the same thing. There were people asking about why he put a knife there without removing it, and why he done the notching, what it does to the plants. He could not answer to the question, so he pointed the finger to one of his friends that he said one of inventor of this technique. His friend actually replied into his post that it wasn't his invention. He learned it from somewhere in a long time ago about notching. And also replied to the question about the knife stuck into the cutting wounds. He said it just put the knife there to prove the point that he make a cut to take a photo. Somehow people translate it and modify it into have a piece of plastic and stick into it. That's why you can see a lot of people doing it. There's surprising me, these people have very highly educated, graduate from college, but they did not understand it. They just copying without knowing why they stuck the piece of plastic there. From my understanding, it could be a similar term, or they modify it, the term that the technique was used for a tree. I have seen old technique up until now. People are using it for a fruit tree that it doesn't produce fruit for a very long time. Then they would cut the ring around the trunk of the tree, straight it out so it can produce flower and fruit. But that is the last thing that would do for the trees. Where other technique doesn't work, then they would use that technique. And during that process of do that cutting, very few tree that produce a young shoot underneath of that cutting. Probably that's the reason some people use they modify that technique into the notching to have it like produce a branch out of it. But in horticulture, not always we use this notching to make a branch out of it, because you can see it doesn't produce it's not 100% guarantee that produce the branch. Most of the time I seen people do it for the tree that they use it for cutting down the tree. So probably they do the notching and certain angle for the tree to fall down to the direction that they like to have it drop down, where it drop it down. But other than that, it's not a good idea to do notching when you want a new shoot coming out like on the side. This is a good example why most of the professional grower would not do notching for a trunk of a tree, produce branching out. As you can see, it would cause damage to the trunk, weaken the trunk, and you have a scar on it. It makes more sense where we want a tree to have more branches out. We would prune it, we cut it, we tip it off, or we prune it so the tree would branch it out. We have a new shoot coming out. It's better than you do the notching. Or if you want a branch out like this, probably you would wrap it on the side of the trunk of the tree, on the side of the branch that you want to have a more branching out. But most of the time we don't do notching like this. If you find more information that's different than what I said about, and you can let us know. We can learn more together. Let's go back to notching Elroy vines. It's very basic things to learn directly from Mother Nature. You can see how the vine grow and how the tree grow and how it heals its wounds. Instead of copying other people doing things that really don't know what they are doing. I hope my information that we learn directly from Mother Nature would help you understand more about air laying, ground laying, notching, what they do to your plants when we do propagation. I wish your plant growing well, strong, happy for you. Take care for now. Bye bye.